Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Zymax, and I'm your chief show attendant. On behalf of the two hosts and the rest of the crew, welcome aboard Weird Wednesday Flight number 13, non-stop, from your current location to parts unknown. Our flight will be at about 2 hours, and we'll be flying at the speed of sound. At this time, make sure your seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright position, and that your seat belt is currently fastened. Enjoy the ride.
What's up, Rob? Here. How's it going, Jamie?
It's going.
Welcome to Weird Wednesday, everybody.
How's it going for you?
I don't know. I just woke up. Laid down for an hour. That turned into like 3 hours.
Probably needed it.
Maybe 4. Yeah. Laid down at 7. Woke up at 11. Something like that. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. You got any naps? All right, Ian. I'm just going to take me a little nap. Oh, man. How's everybody been doing?
I'm still getting logged in and everything.
Don't even know what I got going on here. Trying to get caught up with the chat. How's everyone feeling tonight? As Ariana says, well, I'll let you know when I wake up here in a few minutes. I'm drinking some espresso, a big, giant mug of it. So I'll probably be buzzing like a cheap TV in about 15 minutes.
You're going to say a cheap prostitute. A cheap hole.
Speaking of cheap TVs, remember back in the day, when your TV would start getting those rolling lines and, the staticky weird, and you just have to whack it and it would straighten right up. That's what a lot of.
Do you remember rubbing your sleeve down at first, like when you turn it on, and then you take your sleeve and rub it all in the corners, because if you missed a spot and you touch, it's like zzz.
Yep.
Is that what you mean?
Yep. Zap.
Yeah, you always got a good zap. Your hair's like sticking to it. Balloons stick to it.
What crystal are you waiting on, is Ariana?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I used to have when I lived out on the beach, we had this old, I don't know, it was a refrigerator from like the 60s. And it looked like a spaceship. but that thing would shock the crap out of you if you weren't wearing shoes. So that was, we used to have parties every weekend, and that was the thing, you know. Anybody knew that wasn't used to our house, you know, oh yeah, go grab the so-and-so, you know, be this girl in a bikini barefooted in the house. Grabs the TV, the refrigerator.
Hey, you got you got 2 shows. One is going right now. Another one is upcoming. It's scheduled for 8/28 at 9:55 a.m.
Really?
Mm-hmm. It's on there twice.
It's a Weird Wednesday show.
Yeah, it's the same. It's like a exact same thumbnail
On YouTube?
on YouTube.
Well, how in the hell did something like that happen? Damn it, Bobby.
Whacking in the tool shed.
These damn kids been messing with my electronics. Oh, man. Notify me. Well, let's just go ahead and delete that one because it's not upcoming. It's actually live unless we're living in a simulation and things.
I know what's really going on.
Exactly. My channel. There's always something to fix. Always something. Watch, I'll delete this one and it'll just delete everything.
It is going to be one.
Let me go to the back end. Let me go through the back door. That's what
she said. No, she didn't.
No, she didn't.
No, she shouldn't.
YouTube Studio. Sneaking in the back door. Content. Live. God, there's like all these steps you got to go to. Scheduled. We'll just go ahead and delete forever. Let's see. Let's hope for the best. I understand deleting this video is permanent. Boom. Are we still live?
Yep.
Okay. Work. Something actually worked.
Affirm. Oh, Mercury's direct today. Ending 4 weeks of total mayhem, communicational chaos, breakups, and misunderstandings. But there's still lots of other crazy energy going on. Are you guys all feeling the crazy energy?
Yeah.
It's a Maj Podge.
Feel the crazy people.
Do you?
Oh, man. I had to run to Costco today and just out and about the last few days. Man, people, what is wrong with people these days? They just drive like complete effing maniacs.
Like Seinfeld. People. What is it with people?
Exactly.
Because there's no consequences. They don't give a shit. They'll be riding along the shoulders, flipping a bitch right, across a double lane, highway.
Yeah. This guy today weaving in and out of traffic. Like, dude, there's a ton of traffic. You may be 50 feet ahead of everybody, but we're all gonna get there at the same time, unless people like you screw it up for everybody else and get in a wreck or cause a wreck.
Yeah.
Like there's no need. Yeah. And there was somebody got killed today on a motorcycle out here, and chances are it's because somebody was driving like a ass hat.
Do you know what I don't understand? We've had like 3 really big rig spills like in the last weekish. One of them was a big gravel spill. They weren't turning hella fast. They won't say what happened, but he was turning, making a right, to go up onto a freeway overpass, to get on a freeway. Just twisted, fell over, gravel everywhere, but they don't say what happened. And then it says related stories, and then on this was yesterday, and then on the 14th on like 580, it was the same thing. There was like some sort of, something they were hauling, manure or something. Just the truck just fell over and all the shit spilled out. And then another spot on the freeway a day before that, same thing. And they didn't say like what happened. Did people cut them off? Like how are these like big ass trucks just tipping over and spilling like
Yeah.
all of it?
Yeah. I mean, that's not normal.
No, and it's like all in the same spot in a week. Like nobody else thinks that's strange. I couldn't figure out how the gravel truck he would have had to been like flying through that light and then slammed on his brakes or something. And maybe that happened, but why didn't they say, they just don't say like, oh, dude just spilled his load, on the road. No.
Yeah.
That's a big ass truck that just fell over.
Yeah, I don't know.
What do I know? It happens like all the time.
Yeah. I mean,
we had the meat all over the road a while ago.
Oh, yeah.
And then we had a truck in the big winds actually fall off. I think not the Altamont, but a truck blew over like the edge of a overpass. That stuff happens. But you usually do hear about these things. And it's like all of a sudden I'm just hearing a lot about trucks in this one regional area just falling over and spilling.
Weird.
Yeah.
Got 18 wheels. They're meant to be on the ground.
Yeah. What makes a truck spontaneously just flip over, like, unless, somebody cuts them off or they're going fast, like.
Yeah. I spilled my meat all over the road. What?
That was hella beef. They were taking rakes and push brooms, ground beef on the gutters. They had a beer spill, and they said, "Oh, they had no trouble getting help cleaning that up." It was like right by a college campus.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was like a full-on beer truck. I think that I don't know where that was.
Beer run. Everybody's like drops what they're doing to run out there and help clean it up.
Mm-hmm.
Zariana asks, is there a kind of crystal to help protect a child from alien abduction?
Ooh.
I don't know one specifically, but I've heard black onyx is a good one or something like that. You gotta be careful. You get the ones that help protect instead of help draw them.
Walmart's selling what now?
Labs, golden labs, labradorite, meth lab. That wouldn't surprise me. Making meth labs legal to sell now.
Yeah, build your own meth lab by Easy Tykes. That's what they need with like those like Fisher Price like bongs and stuff they have, like the AI. Like make your own meth lab.
Exactly. 3 easy steps. All you need is a bathtub, not included.
Some old Tylenol and some fentanyl drops, and you too.
Lab meat. Walmart's selling lab meat.
Oh, lab meat. Oh, yuck. I seen that article about the UK, and yuck.
That's going to be a hard pass for me.
I'm like, you can guzzle it down with some of Bill Gates' maggot milk. Well, already they've turned and made like everything about that a false story. No, Bill Gates isn't. Well, yeah, farms are associated with it. We know he's got farms. We know this is about climate change. He's very active in climate change. This is an African-based startup, Kickstart, whatever company. I was starting to follow the money earlier today. It's actually called Maggot Labs. that does the maggot milk. And then there's also Monarch Labs that does medical maggot work. But I'm trying to figure out the connection of Bill Gates with Maggot Labs. There's not too much stuff out there yet about it. But he does that. He'll put something out like years back, like this goes back like 2014, you know. And then once people start hearing about it and talking about it, you start seeing all the, oh no, this is fake out there. When you see, oh no, this is fake, is when you pay attention, because if they're trying that hard to cover it up,
Yeah.
there's something to it.
Maggot milk. What are you drinking?
Oh,
I
so
got a nice warm cup of maggot milk.
Yeah, nice frothy glass of maggot milk.
You know, I mean, I've heard of maggots being used to, like, you know, clean wounds and stuff like that, you know. I mean, maggots themselves, you know, they're like actually pretty clean little things, even though they live in a garbage can or whatever, or inside a rotting animal. But yeah, I can deal with that, you know. Hopefully I never had to personally deal with that, but yeah, I can see the value in that. But like, yeah, I remember a long time ago, I probably said this before sometime, but me and my buddy, we went fishing, and he was like, yeah, let's stop by my parents' house, you know. He's like, go back here. They had these kennels where his dad had all his hunting dogs, and he's like, we'll dig back here, you know, and get some bait. And I'm like, what? You know, is there going to be worms where they wash all the dog crap out? You know, that's nasty enough. But I got a shovel, and we're digging in there, and he's pulling out these big, giant maggots.
How big were they?
No, they were like, you know, good half-inch, big, fat maggots.
Really?
I'm like, dude, I love fishing, but man, I gotta freaking draw the line here.
Stick that through its mouth.
We're digging in dog shit for maggots to go fishing. I'm like, man, just give me some crickets or some worms or something, and that's gnarly enough. But yeah, I just prefer saltwater fishing. Throw a shrimp or some fish bites on there, you know.
Yeah, throw in an anchovy.
We did catch fish, but then I'm thinking, oh, we're gonna keep these fish, and they're eating maggots. Barf. How's my carnivore diet going? Well, as the show says, carnivore for life. It's doing good. About to make my 90-day update video, and it's going good. Lost like 20 pounds so far.
That's
you know,
really good.
Yeah, some people lose more, but yeah, I'm happy with 20 pounds down. I got a bunch more to go, but yeah, been feeling good overall. The last couple of weeks I've been off. I've had some stomach problems, and just, I don't know. Part of it was, I think, you know, just being in the dumps from losing my dog and just some other things happening. Been kind of down, but the last few days has been a huge improvement, and I started taking some probiotics, and that helped my stomach, my digestive system out, so I'm feeling good.
And that's something I need, and for my animals too. I've been getting them more like probiotic type stuff.
Ugh. JL, speaking of crickets, I found some cricket powder at a local coffee shop. Yeah, when she read the price, read the bag. Yeah, man. What was it being sold for? Like, was it a creamer or something, or was it in a coffee shop?
Like a flour and an ingredient.
Ugh.
And then, yeah, and sometimes, like, isn't it usually like, and with you, when you start losing weight, like you drop kind of fast and then you plateau for a little bit, and then
Yep.
it's like a little bit hard for you to get over like a piece of a hump, and then you start gradually like going back down. But then, knock on wood, something usually happens right then to like kick you back fucking on your ass again.
Yep.
To
Yeah, like
set
Craig
you
said,
back. That ain't gonna happen this time.
yeah, that initial weight is definitely like water weight. Because when I started, yeah, I mean, I lost 10, 12 pounds like in the first 2 weeks. And then, it kind of slowed down a bit. And it fluctuates, I'll be up a pound or down a couple of pounds and back up. And, depends on what I eat. And like today, this morning, I ate 3 eggs and some chicken breast with a little cheese. And that's pretty much all I've eaten all day. And I slept right through dinner. So yeah. But some days I'll eat, cut like 2 meals a day. Other days, just one. So, but yeah.
Depends which meats you eat.
Yep. Yeah, I've been trying to figure out if I'm getting too much fat or what. If it's dairy that's been screwing me up, maybe I'm lactose intolerant. I don't know. That's what's cool about this diet, though, is it's an elimination diet. So, I like eliminated a lot of everything that I was eating. And so it's easy to just say, okay, I'm not going to eat dairy this week or for 2 weeks or whatever. And if you're okay, and then you try some dairy and you got stomach problems, well, there's your answer.
Mm-hmm.
Bob's your uncle, they say.
So if you're lactose.
Yeah. Exactly. Although some of those politicians, I don't know if I'd eat them. They may have something like that mad cow disease or something. Stuff might rot your brains.
Catch the woke mind virus.
Brains. Is it enough for me? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And that's what you make your dogs like too, like because he makes his dog food. So
Yeah.
it's like it serves so many purposes while you're making your stuff. You can prep their stuff too at the same time.
Yeah.
All in one.
Yeah,
Dark doing it too. There's no differences in.
Yeah. Yeah, I watch Dr. Barry pretty much religiously. Him and
I don't know Dr. Barry. I like Dr. Bird.
Yeah, Dr. Barry's pretty awesome.
Dr. Barry on YouTube?
Yeah, he's on YouTube and yeah, drbarry.net. I think it's .net.com. Yeah, him and his wife both. Pretty.
Check them out. Wait, where's the Dr. Barry?
Yeah, I made some of it. Bacon chips today.
Bacon chips.
Yeah, it's a big, like for you, it would be because you don't eat that much meat in the beginning anyways, for the starters, but.
I do kind of like little bits of bacon. I won't go buy it for myself, but I have to admit, I like the taste of stuff cooked in bacon grease, and I like little crispy, really crispy bacon if it's not fatty.
Yeah.
I just don't go out of my way to buy it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I won't eat it. Eat the bacon. Prove it. Eat the bacon.
Yeah, exactly, Craig. I wish he would have done the narration. I've got like several of his books, on audio, and yeah, I'd rather hear him narrate it than the one guy that did Lies Your Doctor Told You book, he's kind of like hard to listen to. I don't know. He's kind of just like dry.
Yeah, it has to be a good narrator. And
yeah, Royal says McDonald's coming out with their biggest burger ever. It's called the Arch. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, like McDonald's ketchup, you know, like I took one of my friends and they wanted to stop at McDonald's and get something, you know. And they're like, "You want anything? I'll buy." I'm like, "Nope." I haven't eaten at McDonald's in several years now. And they're like, "I just love their ketchup. It's not like any other ketchup. Gotta have it for the fries." I'm like, that's because they packed that stuff full of crap and sugar. What?
Oh shit.
I'm like, just go look up McDonald's ketchup, and then you'll see why you're addicted to it. It's like crack. Once you try it.
They had the South Park on the other day where Cartman got all that money and he brings Kyle into his bathroom. And he's like, "What is that a hot tub full of?" And he goes, "Is that what I think it is?" He goes, "Yeah, KFC gravy." And then they're sitting in there with the gravy and McDonald's French, McDonald's boxes over there, like McDonald's French fries and KFC gravy.
Yeah, I've eaten it before. And yeah, I used to love McDonald's French fries. But
yeah, before they changed the oil.
Yeah. And before they buy all their potatoes from Bill Gates.
Yeah. Like it'd be all crispy on the ends of it. And it would be like crisp and you could squeeze it and the oil would like pop out at the end.
Yeah.
And if it was salted just right, oh my God. Dip that in your chocolate milkshake.
See, that's one thing I just never got into was like,
you don't really like that stuff anymore.
We'd always go to Wendy's, you know, get French fries, and like even Darcy, you know, she'd dip the French fries in the Frosty, and I'm like, I just don't like that. I don't know. It's just
people do that and don't even realize that other people do that too. Like all of us pretty much thought we were the only ones weird that do it because like out of our friend groups, not hella people do it. And then once you're online, it turns out hella more people dip their French fries in their Frosties than once believed.
I remember I went in Denny's one time and I ordered French fries and a side of gravy, and the waitress was like, "What?" It's like, yeah, French fries and you can just pour the gravy on the French fries if you want, if that's easier. And she was like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "Come on, you're from the South and you don't know about gravy on your French fries?" Yeah.
What a disgrace.
McRibs. Yeah, I've eaten McRibs before.
Darcy says it's not today's fries.
Yeah.
But that is the bomb. Ooh, you take 2 or 3 French fries and give it a good little scoop, like maybe a little dip, and then you lick the ice cream off it, or you get the 3 French fries, give it a little scoop, and it's like, yeah.
But you know, I don't like chocolate milkshake or Frosty or whatever on my French fries, but I am the one that would put mayonnaise on, dip my French fries in mayonnaise, which totally gags a lot of people out.
That gags me out, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, just not today.
My ex would get mayonnaise and ketchup and mustard, and I don't remember what he called it. He had a name for it. It just would mix up like all this mayonnaise, ketchup, and mustard. We made it like magic mix, whatever, and then they would just scoop up like tater tots, French fries, pour it all over their hamburgers.
Yeah, fried cheese curds. Yeah, that's one thing. Like here in Florida, you know, it's like when I see some place that has cheese curds, I think there's a fast food place here, Culver's, that has fried cheese curds. And it's like, that's not normal here. That's like, nobody has cheese curds. Mention cheese curds here, and people are like, what the hell are you talking about? Cheese curds? That sounds nasty. But yeah, lots of places cheese curds. They're huge. I had never had them until like probably 5 years ago. Yep, I used to love mayonnaise too.
My friends did. They would get extra mayonnaise and just pour that all over, especially the chicken sandwiches.
See, Azariana says, what's a cheese curd? Exactly. Fried ice cream. Yep. First time I ever had fried ice cream was in a Chinese restaurant.
Acapulco, right by Disneyland. Mexican restaurant when we were kids. They have fried ice cream.
Yeah. Maybe it was a Mexican restaurant.
You can use Cinnamon Toast Crunch and do it at home. I haven't tried it though.
Yeah, it's weird. Like Craig knows. You know, Azariana. Yeah, they have those here. There's people on the side of the road that sell exactly here in Florida. There's people on the side of the road that sell boiled peanuts. You go to the farmer market anytime. It'd be hot ass summer and there'll be somebody selling boiled peanuts out there. You can get regular ones or you can get spicy Cajun ones. You go to the farmer market and they have puff up? Do they puff up? Not really. They're just like they're peanuts in the shell. They're boiled, you know, with whatever salt or like Cajun spices or, you know, different flavors. They sell them in a lot of the convenience stores. There's like a crock pot of boiled peanuts and you just scoop them out and fill up your thing. And they're kind of weird. They're like a love them or hate them type of thing because they're peanuts in the shell and you peel them, but they're mushy.
Oh, I was gonna wonder if they were maybe crispy.
No, they're kind of like soggy peanuts. But yeah, boiled peanuts is definitely a Florida thing here. It's a southern thing for sure. Yeah. Jail says I think it's actually curded milk, moist chunks of it. Yep. It's like cheese. It's like cheese chunks. Curdled cheese chunks. I watched a thing on it one time. Like cottage cheese? Yeah, but considered a curd. It's a curd, but yeah, this is more like it's
a harder like
it's more curd. Like a nugget of cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like how mozzarella has like the slimy, like the wet and all that, and then it has like the like nuggets of cheese. That's how you get like those fried cheese balls.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a place here that has fried cheese curds, and I got them just because I'd never had cheese curds. I'm like, oh, guess I got to go to Wisconsin. But no, they have them here. I ordered a bag of them, and then I was kind of like, okay, I tried them. I'll probably never get these again. And that was a couple years back. But yeah, like Zariana was asking if my diet's enough for me. Yeah, absolutely. Craig knows he's been doing it too. And he's a seasoned pro. Yeah, I'm like, it's weird because you like when you quit sugar and quit process this and process that and all kinds of stuff and just narrow your diet down. It's weird because you think you would have these cravings for things, but I really don't, you know? And that, like, my wife had a meeting today and I put together this like meat and cheese tray and got this little thing of these little brownie bites, you know, and there's some left over. And I was just saying earlier, I was like, got to get rid of these things. You know, I got to take them over to Sam or she can take them to work tomorrow or somewhere. I don't even want to see them. You know, I put them on top of the refrigerator so I wouldn't see them because just out of habit today, I almost grabbed one. And it's like, not that I was craving it. It was just like, oh, brownie. And I went to reach for it. And I'm like, what the hell are you doing? Don't eat that. So I wouldn't really consider it a craving because I don't sit there and like fantasize over these brownies.
But when you see it, it's like, oh, ooh, that was kind of good.
Yeah. You know, and I went in the grocery store the other day and I was really hungry, which is a terrible time to go grocery shopping.
Yeah, it's the worst time, man.
Yeah. Like, don't go grocery shopping if you're starving or you're stoned, or you're stoned and you're starving. That's like a deadly combo.
That's you come back with like all sorts of wrong things.
Yeah. Yeah. I used to go in the grocery store starving. I come back and I'm like, who bought all this crap? I don't buy crap normally. What happened? But yeah, I was in there the other day and I was hungry and I was like, God, what can I buy right now to eat, you know, besides raw meat? And I got some like meat sticks. I'm like, okay, that'll work. Piece of cheese. But yeah, I don't really have these cravings for anything, which is weird. It kind of like reprograms your brain somehow or something. I don't know. Just like bread. I mean, I used to make like clam pasta or something, you know, and I'd always make bread and have like, you know, olive oil or whatever. And I mean, I could tear up some bread, but now I just don't, you know. I looked in the cupboard the other day and there's like 4 or 5 cans of like chopped clams. And I'm like, what can I make with these that doesn't involve pasta? So yeah, I don't know. I just don't have.
Put it in the AI. Do you know how many people have been like just throwing like their ingredients in a like chat bot or something and saying, what should I do with this? And then it gives them all these like dinner ideas.
Yeah.
Like, this girl made a spread out of the stuff she had, but she had some good stuff in there.
Yeah. Yeah. Like Jamie says, you can go, you see, you know, when you're traveling, like boiled peanuts are here, you know. Some people are like, boiled what? That's nasty. What are you talking about? And some people love them. I don't know. And I've eaten them, and like, you know, I could eat them if I was like really hungry and all, but yeah, I just never got a hankering for boiled mushy peanuts. But I got friends that love them.
Some things are acquired tastes, and you grow up on it. And,
yeah.
Yeah.
Zariana says she had grits when she was in Florida and loved it. Yeah. That's my favorite line out of that. One of my favorite lines of many out of my cousin Vinny. What's a grit? You want grits with that? What's a grit? Yeah. Grits. I've eaten them. I like cheese grits. That's what I used to eat. Had a friend's mom that used to make the best cheese grits I've ever eaten in my entire life. Wasn't a huge fan of just plain old grits. What are grits made of? Corn? I don't even know. I think I would know. I've never been a huge grit fan. Chicken and waffles, exactly. There's restaurants now that like that's their specialty. Chicken and waffles.
My sister has a favorite out in Las Vegas.
Of chicken and waffles? Yep. That's like, I don't know. I've tried it before. Not a huge fan. Wasn't a huge fan, I should say. But, you know, I ate it. But the same thing, like, you know, I used to take Sam through McDonald's and she'd always want that McGriddle. And I'm like, what's a McGriddle? And she's like, oh, it's pancakes instead of a biscuit, you know, pancakes and sausage and eggs. You got to try it. You'll love it. And I'm like, tried it. Didn't love it. I preferred my pancakes on one part of the plate and my sausage and cheese and eggs on the other part of the plate. I don't know. Call me weird. Won't be the
The
first
only
time.
thing though is I like honey on chicken sometimes. Like when you have chicken nuggets, you dip them in honey, like if it's crispy. And so if it's crispy chicken and then the syrup on the chicken actually can taste kind of good, especially if it's like buffalo chicken or something that's spicy.
Yeah.
Something about like the honey or the syrup kind of takes, yes, I can't stand hot flavored stuff. It takes some of the heat away. But yeah, I don't really need the waffle with the chicken, but I do
Yeah.
like the syrup on the chicken.
Royal says shrimp and grits is good. Yeah. Now that's one I could go. Well, I used to play at this one place, and we'd get food there, and on part of our tab, and I would always order shrimp and grits because it was like cheese grits and shrimp, and yeah, it was the bomb. I could dig on that. Yet another thing I don't do anymore, though. Lay's potato chips had, yeah, I saw chicken and waffle chips. Yeah, I saw those one time. I was in Walmart or somewhere, and I was like, chicken and waffle chips. What? Yeah, they got all kinds of flavored potato chips now. It's like, man, just can't I just have plain old potato chips? They're hard to find now. Everything's like flavored, this and that. Reminds me of when I went, Darcy and me were downtown one time, and I went to a coffee shop. Coffee shop. Little tiny coffee shop. And she ordered like, I don't know, a mocha cappuccino or something. And I said, I'll just have a coffee. And she was like, okay, what flavor would you like? And I'm like, coffee flavored? Yeah, but what do you want in it? A little bit of cream, a little bit of sugar. But no flavor? I'm like, just coffee? I've never had anybody just order a coffee before, just plain coffee. I'm like, what? Where am I? The hell? I came home with a little magnet that night, refrigerator magnet. This, can I just get a normal coffee? I saw that and I was like, oh, that's definitely for me.
Oh yeah.
Do I have to get a flavor? Cream, sugar? Is that considered a flavor? No. You want vanilla or caramel or just coffee? Just pour it in a cup. Give it to me black. I'll be good. I know. I'm a weirdo. I'm just ordering a regular old coffee. Call me strange. Yeah, I agree with you, Janice. I could go with a little bit of chocolate in the coffee. I don't like French vanilla. I was drinking hazelnut coffee there for a little while, but then all of a sudden I didn't like it anymore. Yeah, exactly. You can't get regular coffee anywhere. That's why I just make my own. And now I'm like, if I'm like leave the house and I don't have coffee or whatever, not near as bad now because there's days now that I don't like. I didn't drink coffee for the last couple of weeks, and I started kind of waking up with a headache, and I think I was having the little bit of like caffeine withdrawal. So I woke up a couple days ago and I was like, damn it, I just got to have a cup of coffee. And I drank the coffee, the headache went away. And yeah, Tex-Mex. Yeah, exactly. That's what it always reminds me of when Dennis Leary used to talk about it. Yeah, I'd even like when I was drinking eating regular food, drinking coffee. I would buy the McCafe coffee every now and again because, yeah, McDonald's would have good coffee. God knows what they put in it, though. They can't just, make something without adding a bunch of crap to it. Yeah. Hot honey. Hot Honey sounds like a adult film star name. What's your name? Hot Honey. I like Daddle Pepper. Where is Dennis Leary? Exactly. He's still around. You look him up. He's on YouTube. He's on, I don't know, is it Facebook, Instagram? Maybe Instagram. I see him every here and there. Another guy that I used to see all the time that pops up now, I follow him, I think, on Instagram, is Old Mother Hubbard. What's his name? Andrew Dice Clay. He was a handful. Old Mother Hubbard lived in a shoe. Had so many damn kids, the uterus fell out.
Oh, we're about an hour in. You want to get started?
Yeah, we probably should, because we're just sitting here rambling. Dennis Leary song.
Because I'm an asshole. An asshole. That was a good song. So in scientists are saying that humans could live forever as death is reversible and brains are salvageable, claims an expert. This goes into a lot of talk right now. A lot of different people talking about consciousness and AI consciousness and human consciousness. And it seems to be a really hot topic going around right now. Death is reversible, claims a top scientist, paving the way for humans to live forever. Expert Sam reckons our brains remain salvageable for days after death, and our bodies can be kept going as advances in science take place. That is true about the brains because there were serial killers in the past that would decapitate one of the people and put the head like on a bookshelf, and then they would go and put their body on the bed, knowing that the brain was watching them. It was just like one last twisted thing they would do before they died, but the brain would still be able to see that for quite a while before the brain finally dies out. Just reminded me of that. Days after death, and our bodies can be kept going in advance as science takes place. Sam claims death is nothing more than an injury process we can overcome. The British-born professor explained, I have little doubt that in the future, people who would be declared dead today would be routinely brought back to life. As I look forward, I'm excited to think about what will be discovered. He added, people used to think you could never go beyond the boundaries of flying, let alone going beyond the atmosphere of the earth. And if you always believed that, you would never try. Scientist comments come as he releases a new book today, 8/29, called Lucid Dying, which examines compelling evidence that suggests reviving the dead is not as tricky as we once had thought. He added, what we believe about death is fundamentally wrong. It's not the end, he says, but it's a reversible state. You can reverse death, and it's not just a wish, it's a reality. On the question of whether our brains live on after death, he cites an example from his research lab. He said in one case, brain cells were found to remain full function 48 hours after being removed from a person's body, using just ice to preserve the organs. So that's a whole game changer. Scientists became obsessed with the subject of death back in 1994 when a man he had been chatting with just about an hour earlier suddenly flatlined at a hospital where he was working. He denies accusations. His fascination with the afterlife is at all ghoulish, but instead hopeful, astonishing, and life affirming. Bringing people back to life via CPR would have been considered the stuff of fantasy 100 years ago. I have little doubt that in the future, people would be declared dead today will be routinely brought back to life. The scientists admit his predictions are unlikely to come true in his own lifetime, but he remains optimistic.
Mm. Well, in the words of the Ramones, I don't want to be buried in a pet cemetery. I don't want to live my life again. Yeah, I don't know about that.
Those are true words. And if it's 48 hours, then what? It just clicks back into overdrive. They put in like an extra hard drive. It's like extra RAM of memory or.
Yeah.
It's funny. After I brought up that factoid about the head on the shelf, that came up in my chart on Sunday where she said those are parts of my chart where like ghosts and death and things like that are like big parts of my personality.
Yeah. Yeah, I was kind of surprised. I was kind of surprised with that reading, you know, with all of her readings. I mean, she pretty much nailed me. She started talking about the, you know, you feel like, you know, I feel like I have to like take care of a parent or both parents or something. It's like, yeah, familiar with that.
And like he kind of handling everything. The person that kind of like handles everything or something like that.
Well, yeah. I mean,
And
I gotta
Capricorn.
say, if it wasn't for Darcy, I'd have been in a world of problems. Because she was like a miracle dealing with my mom.
Well, yeah. So huge.
Nothing like having a nurse in the house. Yeah, but she pretty much, yeah, I was pretty surprised, you know. And then when she did yours, you know, it was like at first I was kind of like, and then it started like, you know, winding in.
Yeah, because she was more focusing on like relationship stuff and then she started getting into the other stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm always skeptical about, you know, having readings and stuff. I'm like, yeah, this isn't gonna.
But this is like your actual chart, and every birth chart like I've ever read has always been so accurate to like my personality and other traits. It's different than just a random looking at me and giving me a reading.
Yeah.
Like she's just relaying the charts to us. That's why I don't usually like to let people see that. I won't give it to my counselor unless she wants it. 'Cause it's like, that's the blueprint of my soul.
Yeah.
I don't want to give you that.
Yeah. Yeah, but you know, some readings like to, you know, one that comes to mind is, you know, been on Jason's show several times, been on ours once too. Katrina. She's usually pretty damn precisely spot on. I've had readings from other people that are like, you know, they're like, does that resonate? And I'm like, if you want to know the truth, no, not really. Maybe something is going to happen in the future that I don't know about. But yeah, Katrina's like She's nailed it a few good times for sure.
Well, yeah, she straight called me in the middle of the day to tell me something. She's like, I'm sorry, I just had to tell you, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, it's okay. And it was, one thing was like, I knew exactly what she meant right away. The other thing I kind of knew, but I wasn't exactly sure. And then like 2 hours later, I'm like, that's what she's talking about.
Yeah. Well, here, there's a self-professed time traveler that offers predictions for the future. Let's see how this is going to work out, Cotton. A popular social media user has been making various predictions about what will come to pass in the near future. We've heard from a few self-proclaimed time travelers over the years, a trend which gained prominence in the early 2000s when a man called John Teeter started a frequent online message board claiming to be a soldier from the year 2036 who had gone back in time to warn humanity. The article here says, while Teeter was later exposed as a hoax, was he? For sure. There have been people that said he was a hoax. Is there proof he was a hoax? I don't know. There have been numerous copycats in the years since, usually with the alleged time traveler making similar claims about future calamities. One of the latest examples is at the Time Traveler 2582, a user on TikTok, whose future predictions have seen him rack up over 132,000 followers. The otherwise anonymous individual maintains that they are from the year 2582. According to his posts on September 23rd of this year, right around the corner, a large boat will go missing in the Bermuda Triangle for a period of 6 months. When it finally reappears, the people on board will allegedly report that for them, only a single day has passed. Then from December 12th, 2025, pieces of an antimatter meteorite that falls through the Earth's atmosphere will be sold for the price of $64.5 trillion per gram. Then things reach a head on January 1st, 2026, when, according to the Time Traveler's post, the Great Reset happens, making a huge change for humanity. Perhaps the weirdest of all predictions is for August 27th, which was 2 days ago. A mysterious gate is discovered in a cave. The post reads, "It is closed, but will be opened. It will lead into an alternative universe with new form of life discovered. Some of it will be brought back to Earth." Presumably, then we don't have to wait long to find out whether that the Time Traveler 2582 is the real deal. Well, that was on the 27th. It's now, for me, the 29th. For some of you, it's still the 28th. But I haven't read in the news anywhere where a gate was found in a cave that had a portal that led to another place. But then again, who knows? I did see an article the other day that said a man was trying to find a cave and went disappearing, just went poof, and he was gone, and they can't find him anywhere. But who knows? Did he fall in a hole? Did a bear eat him? Did he go in a dark cave and, woke up a hibernating bear, and bear was like, "Damn, I'm ready for breakfast." Who knows? Or did he fall into a portal to a different universe? Maybe he's like sitting there looking back right now going, "No, bear didn't eat me. I'm fine."
Exactly. That's what I say, and that's why I think it's funny that they want to give the moon its own time zone. But there's not time and space. I get it for why they need it for the spaceship. It's just, what have you guys been doing since then?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess they plan on live streaming the next time we go into space in 2025 or whenever they're saying. But they'd like to live stream it this time.
Yeah, I watched a video the other day, I can't think of the guy's name. He's an astronaut, that went to the moon, and he was like debunking all these people that don't believe in the moon landing. And I still have issues with it. I'm sorry. But yeah, he was saying, somebody asked him why we haven't been back to the moon, and he was like, well, because, when we did this, there was this that came up and all the money went to that. And then all the money went to this. And, we just like all the money got allotted to different projects. And that's why we haven't been back to the moon. And I'm like, there's like other countries, there's like billionaires that have plenty of money that they could go to the moon, but yet nobody can go to the moon. So I don't know if I believe the whole money.
And now it's the filament or the firmament, whatever they're saying. Can't get past the firmament, the dome.
Yeah. So I don't know. Got the whole Van Allen belt thing, People say there's no way we could get past that without burning up.
But then there is a way. They say if you I can't remember what it was, if you go like at a certain speed or like you start a certain direction or however they did it, they said you could get through it.
Yeah. Yeah. And one of the guys was like, especially for back then, like, how did you carry enough fuel to get to the moon? And, he had a good explanation for that, which, once you, shoot a rocket off and it leaves the atmosphere, if it's pointing towards the moon, it takes very little fuel to actually get there because if you're moving in space, you just keep moving. And
they actually make travels like highways in space where there's like how birds fly next to your car, like on the bridge. It's things like that where spaceships actually make up speed because they're actually pushed through these like freeways or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, pouring my coffee. Scientists invent a device that can remotely control a human mind. We've got those devices that control the robot faces, and now the human mind.
I don't know, man.
In a groundbreaking development, scientists from South Korea have invented remote control technology that enables brain manipulation using magnetic fields. The researchers hope their discovery will help us better understand higher brain functions like cognition, emotion, and social behavior. Is there anything on the bottom picture? Is that just... Oh no, that was just a nerve thing. The researchers hope their discovery will help us... this is the world's first technology to freely control specific brain regions using magnetic fields. Chen said in a statement, "We expect it to be widely used in research to understand brain functions, sophisticated artificial neural networks, two-way brain-computer interface technologies, and new treatments for neurological disorders. The human brain contains over 100 billion neurons, which exist in a complex interconnected network of neuronal circuits. Being able to control specific neurons would allow us to gain new insights into the various roles carried out by each of these brain circuits. But to date, this has only been possible through invasive technologies that interfere with natural movements. Magnetic fields have been long used in medical imaging and offer a non-invasive remote alternative for deep brain stimulations." Now, Chen and colleagues for the Center of Nanomedicine have used the principle to create brain modulating technology, which they have called nanomind, which is nanomagnetic interface for neurodynamics.
Hmm.
The technology works by combining magnetic fields and magnetized nanoparticles to selectively activate specific circuits of the brain. To test out the technology, the team recruited a group of non-maternal female mice and selectively activated a group of receptors in an area of their brains known to initiate maternal behaviors. This activation significantly increased nurturing behaviors such as bringing mouse pups to their nest. Next, they explored how their technology could affect feeding behaviors by targeting neural circuits known to control motivation, activating neurons involved in inhabiting our uh, SAT IETY response resulted in 100% increase in appetite and feeding behaviors, while activating neurons that are known to trigger that word resulted in 50% reduction of these behaviors. Of course, this does not mean that the technology could be used to control the minds of random passers in the street. While the technology is remote, it still requires the use of magnetized nanoparticles and close-range magnetic field apparatus. The researchers hope to refine their technology to not only be able to activate but also inhibit certain neurological pathways to better understand who they interact to bring about high-level cognitive functions, decision-making, and behavior. And this study can be found in the journal Nature. And what that makes me think, I always wonder, like, I wish, like, since, the beginning, like, when there were, like, really crazy crimes committed, like, if they would have saved the brains from, like, the craziest of the crazy, like, when they died, would just take their brains out, put them in a jar, do whatever, and then start analyzing them, or as time goes on, scan their brains and see if there's any similarities between, like, these people that do, like, really really heinous crazy crimes,
Yeah.
and if there's similarities. And it's like, if you have, like, say, a kid who's starting to show examples like animal torture or doing harm to a younger sibling or something, like, go get their brain scanned and see, do they have these benchmarks that a lot of these serial killers and other people have. Not
Yeah.
saying that has to stand by anything, but at least have that in the back of your mind, like, they've got these same characteristics. So I really wish they would have done more studies on, like, the psychotic brain.
Yeah. I mean, even a lot of them that have been caught that are, sitting in prison right now on death row or whatever. I mean, they could still have brain scans done.
Exactly.
Whatever. But no, today it's like, no, that would violate their rights. Hey, sorry, you butcher 10 people and eat their
You
body
lose your
parts.
right.
You lose your rights on that one, dude. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, they were not going to gaff your whole brain, but at least let us look at it, because it might be able to, save other people.
Yeah.
And then when they talk about, mental health, this and that, and people falling through the cracks, even, have, if this would take things like a whole step and, a whole other thing, but if they really got into the whole taking people's gun shit, have your brain scanned. Do I have the benchmarks of the nuts that go out,
Yeah.
doing shootings or not? I mean, there's so many different factors to that, but I don't know. I wish there was more study done on crazy
Yeah.
people's brains.
Yeah. The whole brain manipulation.
But I mean, like, Jack the Ripper and Dahmer and Ted Bundy and what's her name? Florida, Eileen, Eileen, and
Yeah. Warning.
Gacy and the Zodiac and the Strangler and the Green River Killer and just all these like really infamous, crazy ass people.
Yeah.
Manson, even.
It's crazy. Like, you know, I mean, Charles Manson was, you know, in prison and blah, blah, blah. He never actually killed anybody, though.
Nope.
Himself, you know. And I listened to like several interviews with him, and no doubt the dude he was a little unhinged. But then again, some of the shit he said, I was like, he's got a good point there.
Some of the stuff that Eileen Voorhees said about like they're listening and you know the tinfoil hat and stuff and about the things she's saying about the government and all that.
Yeah.
She was kind of right on about a lot of that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, man.
Even though she was out there on a whole lot of other things, but she was right about some of it.
Yeah, exactly, Craig. I mean, I've listened to some of his interviews and, you know, I mean, the dude act crazy. There's no denying that. But was he crazy or was that just a show? You know? But yeah, I mean, some of the stuff he was saying, I was like, he might be right on that. You know, and he was kept in prison and, you know, kept hushed and denied parole over and over and over. And, you know, he never actually killed anybody himself. He influenced his
was like a catalyst.
Yeah. So I don't know.
A lot of people that go to jail, like the mothers that get their child to do it, or a woman who gets her boyfriend to kill her husband, always like, he raped me, he beat me, blah, 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 blah. They usually end up with a higher sentence than the actual person that was manipulated into pulling the trigger.
Yeah.
Because had that person not manipulated their brain into that, they wouldn't have gone and done that on their own.
How many times have, you know, especially lately in the last 10 years, you know, how many times have you seen like, oh, this person didn't have anything in their background that would suggest they would do something like this, and you know, have any criminal record, and next thing you know, they're on a roof trying to shoot an ex-president or go into a school and do a school shooting. And you know, it's like, it makes me wonder sometimes if they're, you know, is this just them being crazy themselves and just, you know, one day just going, I'm going to go do this, or is there some sort of brain manipulation happening? Makes you wonder. Makes me wonder.
Just
yeah. And Jamie and me are always talking about, you know.
And my counselor says that you would know if you're going to snap, because if you're questioning it, then you're aware. So don't worry.
Yeah.
I'm like, how do people just like snap and freak out? Like, how would I know if I'm just going to like, you know, normal people are just walking down the street and then just go batshit crazy? Like,
yep.
I'm afraid I might go batshit crazy. She's like, no, you're too involved.
Find yourself in the bell tower, you know. Pew, pew, pew.
Yeah, overpass with my 223.
Yeah.
In my underwear waving an American flag.
Exactly. Yeah. Damn, she done flipped her switch, man. Yep. Well, you know, this woman says Lily Nova, who describes herself as a starseed, spotted her first UFO back during the pandemic. Lily, who hails from St. Louis, Missouri, has taken up astrophotography as a hobby during lockdown when she first started seeing unexplained objects in the skies above her home. My first encounter with aliens and UFOs was very intense. I went outside for some fresh air one night and I immediately locked eyes with a bright yellow light hovering over my neighborhood, she said. I started investigating and then I realized It was a UFO. Seconds later, I looked away briefly, and then when I looked back, there was a second craft that was much closer. I could actually see the triangular shape of the craft. The UFO did some impressive maneuvers to show me that it wasn't a regular aircraft before they disappeared above me. Before long, she was reporting similar encounters on a daily basis. During my encounters, I've also been able to see what beings look like, she said. One of the first beings I saw was a girl with light blue skin. She had no hair, but she was very beautiful. She was wearing a skin-tight gray suit, and I saw her shipmates standing behind her in the same uniform. According to Lily, such encounters tend to occur when she's in a very relaxed state, suggesting that there may be more metaphysical or spiritual in nature. They are such beautiful and positive experiences. Sometimes I even bawl my eyes out crying while it's happening, she said. I believe they come to me because I believe in them. I'm open-minded and I'm welcoming towards them. While her experiences have certainly invited a fair amount of skepticism, Lily has also gained quite a following online and now maintains a successful YouTube channel. And you can go check her out under Lily Nova. So who knows, could be,
Yeah.
I hope if, there are aliens that are checking us out, they, are the pretty light blue skinned ones and not the ones you hear about that want to eat us.
The little short, fat, hairy, teeny tiny ones with the big wooden teeth.
Yeah. I'd prefer to, if I'm going to meet an alien.
With the blue.
Yeah.
Where everybody's blue.
Yeah, if I'm going to meet one face to face, I'd rather meet, a pretty female alien with no hair, blue skin, that's friendly and wants to communicate versus, one that's like going, I got me a fat one to eat here.
Or it doesn't have to have the blue skin, just like friendly, non-threatening, not trying to shove something up your ass.
Follow me to the examination room.
Wanting to scrape your uterus out with a pumpkin gutter.
Oh, man.
That's all I need.
Mm.
Be cool. Keep the tools in your pocket.
Yeah.
You can pick it and...
Yeah, Debbie knows her. She's one of her Facebook friends. Exactly.
The chick from the article?
Craig says St. Louis explains it all. Yeah, light blue skin. It is a common reoccurring factor.
It really is, yeah.
Space women are hot. Yeah.
They give you that color on The Sims too, like when you want to make like an alien type simmy, you get like that, all the different levels, a different kind of blue you can make their skin.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool, Debbie. All right, so this...
While you do this one, I'm going to go and grab some real quick.
They're taking away our son. Taking our son.
Taking our jobs.
Taking our jobs, taking our son. Let's put the picture up. All right. You know how they're doing the dimming project where they spray aerosols in the air to replicate what happens when a volcano erupts in the stratosphere, thus blocking the sun with particles for 2 to 3 years, and it slows down the sun rays from warming the earth. Doing so also prevents photosynthesis from working correct. Plants that need a certain amount of sunlight not getting the correct amount. People with solar panels not being able to charge their generators out fully because they're not getting full levels of the sun. So that's like one thing. Now they're wanting to make the sun shine in the middle of the night. which it makes me think about people who in the last 2 years, not the people who are always talking about, Planet X and, the double moons and all that, but a lot of people the past 2 years especially have mentioned seeing two suns in the sky. And when we watched the video after, I was actually thinking, like, I wonder if that's what they're seeing when they see two suns in the sky. I also think how, with them shining this beam of light down, could this cause brush fires and other problems? The video explains how they do it. Solar panels are quite an effective way to generate unlimited amounts of power from nothing more than the light from the sun. But there's a big catch. They only work during the day. Now, California tech startup Reflect Orbital is proposing a unique solution to this problem, reflecting the light from the sun onto solar panel arrays in the middle of the night. The brainchild of CEO Ben Nowak, the novel approach to boosting power generation represents an alternative to ideas such as placing solar panels directly in orbit. Instead, Reflect Orbital would launch 57 small satellites equipped with mylar mirrors that would reflect the light from the sun directly onto solar panels on the ground after dark. A small-scale demonstration of the idea was recently achieved using a hot air balloon equipped with a mirror, which from a distance of 242 feet away shone enough sunlight down onto a ground-based solar panel to generate 500 watts of energy per square meter of panel. The concept shows such promise that Reflect Orbital even has some competition. The University of Glasgow's Soul Space project, which is also seeking to use reflectors placed in orbit. So could soon be possible for the sun to shine anywhere. So could it soon be possible for the sun to shine anywhere in the world in the middle of the night? It will certainly be interesting to see what the teams come up with. And then they say you can watch the video, which Robert will have up. Oh, here he comes. Just in time, if you want to flip on the video. I don't hear you.
I'm back.
You're back.
There we go. Sorry about that.
It's quite all right. It was perfect timing.
This gigantic solar farm doesn't make any power at night, and neither will any of these, but we can change that. With control over sunlight, solar energy can power the world forever. The Russians launched a reflector satellite in the 1990s, and it worked. But we've come a long way since then. With simple satellites in the right constellation shining on existing solar farms, we can produce cheap electricity. After many design iterations, ground testing, drone testing, and talking to lots of customers, we had one last thing to build before moving on to space: the balloon test. shifting very fast east, though, so keep that in mind too. We are tracking onto Tristan with his light there, and the sun is going to rise here. I see it, I see it, I see it. Oh yeah! Dude, I can see the beam too. Oh, we got a flash! Alright, these are very noticeable spikes. So there's Tristan standing in a sunbeam, basically right on him. Oh my goodness. I can feel the heat actually. Oh yeah, here we go, we're on.
We might be getting actual readings. It's going up. It's flash.
Stop moving. Nobody move at all.
It went from 58 to 120 watts.
Dude, it's literally working! Woo! Let there be light! Hell yes. All right, I'm gonna move it off for 10 seconds and then move it back on. Let's keep going. And I'm moving it back on now.
Yeah, pretty looking clear. 58 to 166.
Dude, I could just chill here all day! All right, let's do one more square wave. Let's get that signal to noise ratio.
There you go, that's 140 watts. That does not existed before.
This is it! We're doing it, man! I'm pointing a mirror at your panels, Tristan!
So these guys have money, so they can just fly right above our heads and do whatever the hell they want.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, like Craig said, I think it would be turned into a weapon of some sort. I don't know. I don't know, man. You know, I could see where could be a special need every now and then, but I don't know, man. I just think when you're screwing with nature, you're going to get your ass handed to you.
But what I don't understand, okay, so if they want to hit the solar farms and like main solar panels, that would mean you're sending how many balloons up with these mirrors? And it's like every night, are there going to be like these beams of light coming down onto like different solar farms?
Yeah.
And why aren't you able to get enough during,
Yeah. Why is it not efficient enough during daylight hours to make it through? You know, I mean,
that we need so much extra.
Yeah. Because
all the electric cars and stuff.
Yeah, because enough is never enough. I don't know. Suck to live next to a solar farm where it's daylight all the time.
And they're shining this damn spotlight down all the time. Of course, it's got to be California.
Exactly, Azariana. Why do humans have to constantly control everything? It's so, exactly. You start, I don't know, man. Living forever, mind control, messing with nature.
Yeah, the energy weapons were a lot hotter than this, though.
Yeah. It's all going to come back to bite us on the ass.
But they can definitely start some forest fires.
Oh, yeah. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Why?
Well, the first guy who invented it, somehow they took it from him, or he sold her. They're holding on to it to look at. Meanwhile, while whatever was looked at, he died and the paper disappeared. And then there was, I think, somebody else that came out with a hydrogen something. And again, like this has come out several times, just like we've had several cures for cancer already, too, that have mysteriously disappeared, just like alien evidence does, just oops, it was a very important, piece of information and we plumb lost it.
Yeah. You don't lose things like that. No. You intentionally may lose them where they're locked up in a vault somewhere.
Mm-hmm. they'll intentionally just not tell you about it, and it's just no, we lost it. So who's going to prove they didn't?
Yeah. Tesla. Speaking of Tesla, there's a few people here in town that have, there's a few of those cyber trucks here in town. I saw a picture the other day here locally. There was one at the beach that was in the water and it was all engulfed in flames. I don't know if that was a real. I forgot to investigate it.
Did the batteries catch on fire from the ocean water? Because that's how they catch during a flood.
Yeah, something happened, and yeah, the whole thing is like not just a little fire. I mean, it's like blazing. Like,
that's the bad part of Florida and electric batteries. Have you seen the videos of the guys that are actually shooting their cars with like 223s and like 30-06, and then they're taking like flame. They're like, all right, now we're gonna take a flamethrower to it, and you see all these like bullet holes in the side. The only thing is, where it would be almost like a little tank per se, it does not do well in like off-terrain type driving.
Yeah, not
but
really.
If you did put your own plates in there, you could. It already is kind of the start of a little tank. You can modify that.
Yeah, I mean, for what it is, I mean, I talked to a guy that has one, and he let me check it all out, and he's like, it's bulletproof. And I'm looking at it, and it's this stainless steel plating that the body's made of, and it's it's not a 1/4 inch thick, but it's close. But I'm looking at it.
Bulletproof.
Well, he said it's bulletproof, but I'm thinking
to what like degree, like first, second, third.
I don't know. He told me, but I can't remember. But I'm thinking, I don't know, man. Are you confident enough to let me shoot your car with my rifle? I mean, I can see where it would be pretty tough. Bulletproof, I don't know about that, and it's a pretty hefty, stout vehicle. I mean, he said he pulls a 28 or 38 foot trailered boat on it, and it pulls it better than his Ford pickup truck that he sold. So who knows? In and out
what
of the boat.
I saw, it was bullet. Like the bullets weren't going through. They're leaving indentations, but they weren't going through.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I was checking it out, and he was showing me like on the side, the thickness of the plating that it's made out of and all, and it's way thicker than the metal on a car, But yeah, I don't know. And not all of it is that material too. So
is there anything,
what's that?
Is there anything special with the tires at all?
Not really. Not that I know of anyways.
Like I can't remember if it's Cadillac or whatever, like can drive 40 miles like on a flat, or like I don't remember if that's the car. I think it's a Cadillac. I don't know.
Seriously, says I got a stainless steel refrigerator. Gets me ice and water. Exactly. I'd drive one. I kind of like them, but I wouldn't pay $250,000 for one.
And it's electric, man.
Yeah. I always said, I invested a bunch in Dogecoin when that was a big hit. Still have a bunch in there. Still losing my ass on it. I should have sold it when it was way up high, but I didn't. I figured I'd, hold out and trust Elon when he said it was going to go crazy. So maybe one day it will, or maybe I'll just completely lose my ass on it. But I always said if it goes crazy, I'll buy a Tesla vehicle. And I drive one of those ugly ass refrigerator trash can looking trucks because I kind of like them for some reason. Especially since I got to check this dude's out and like get in it and the whole 9 yards. It's pretty cool. But then again, if you get it wet and it bursts into flames, well, there's a downside to it. You know, when it first came out, though, that one video that was going around rampantly where, you know, Elon was talking about it was bulletproof and the glass was bulletproof and he whacked it with that, you know, baton and the whole window shattered. Whoops. Let's take that back to the drawing board. Well, there's this. Former aide claims he was briefed on otherworldly technologies. No, there's no otherworldly technologies. They don't exist. So the Pentagon says, but then again, maybe they do. But the verdict's out. Even though we hired somebody to be in charge of all that otherworldly technology that doesn't exist. A former senior advisor maintains that he was told about alien technology by a top CIA official, Harold Malmgren, 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 certainly has quite the credentials, having served as a senior advisor for several U.S. presidents, including John F. Kennedy, Lyndon Johnson, Richard Nixon, and Gerald Ford, who all have talked about otherworldly technology. Recently, following a discussion on X about top secret clearances, he wrote a post suggesting that back in the 60s, he had been personally briefed by a senior CIA official about otherworldly technologies. In other words, UFOs. 60 plus years ago, I was provided the highest level classifications to lead DOD, Department of Justice, work on nuclear weapons and anti-missile defense. Informally briefed on otherworldly technologies by CAI's Richard Bissell, who has been in charge of Skunk Works, Area 51, Los Alamos, etc., but sworn to secrecy. His comments followed earlier remarks about speaking to Lawrence Preston Guise, the grandfather of Amazon founder Jeff Bezos, about reverse engineering UFOs. I was reminded today that I had met and engaged with Jeff Bezos' grandfather at Los Alamos in 1963 when I was leader of casting design and build of first anti-missile defense systems for the JCS. Hearing from him, he and his alleged work on reverse engineering of UOP objects, he wrote, according to the DoD and DARPA records, he at the time was working on missile trajectories and re-engineering UAP objects acquired by the DoD in the early 60s. Whether any of this is actually true, however, remains unclear. I'm not seeking public confirmation status. I'm just telling you my personal story, he wrote. Confirmations will be up to others directly involved in the coming months. So the coming months could be interesting if anything of this nature comes to light. Or is it going to be hidden again? You know, Nixon had a lot of UFO activities. He supposedly got to see him, you know, took Jackie Gleason one night to go see him in a hidden, undocumented space. Exactly. Why are these coons chasing my trash can car? I smell chicken legs and corn on the cob. Man, there's too many dang clicks to just share a screen. Jeez. Let's go check out this museum. 88 miles an hour, Craig. All it takes. I think you're muted. You're mutated.
Yeah, and I've been seeing quite a lot. So,
Ah.
starting back over again. Museum opens a nudist exhibit for visitors who also go full frontal. It's not so strange. I was saying I put X's on everything because I didn't want to get struck down again for nudity.
Nudity. Zoom in on the X's.
I even put X's on one of the paintings they were looking at.
Yep.
Oh, but not all of them. They went from wee wee to wee wee.
Oh, there's
A
somebody.
gorgeous, someone's a wee wee. A gorgeous coastal city in France is bearing all with a museum exhibit on nudity, which guests can view in the buff themselves.
Is this in Cap Dog, France?
Hmm?
Does this happen to be in Cap Dog, France? Does it say? Sorry.
I am not. Oh, Marseille, France.
No.
Marseille. The exposition was only natural to flash full frontal guests at the Museum of European and Mediterranean Civilizations, Marseille. Its recent unveiling, which costs brave visitors just $12 and change, saw 80-some visitors put themselves on full display in the curtain-covered room. Anyone wanting to visit fully dressed during those hours might be considered a little odd, a museum spokesman cheekily said. In recent years, a new craze for nudity in nature has arisen. Today, France is the world's leading tourist destination for naturalists. Its temperate climate and 3 Cs have facilitated the establishment of real communities, the museum website reads. I don't know what the 3 Cs has to do with it. One of France's most famous new beach towns, Cangas-sur-Mer, located between Cannes and Nice, was hilariously poked fun at for perverts trying to glimpse naked women in the 2004 slapstick comedy Euro Trip. Now, the centuries-long culture of nudity, or naturalism, as it's called, is on display via 600 photos, videos, and everyday objects within the Naturist Paradise exhibitionist exhibit. Only shoes are required, simply as a way to avoid getting splinters. The one UK visitor who stripped down, 28-year-old Kyrene, told The Guardian that checking out the show was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. He especially appreciated the stigma around nudity was much less in France than across the channel. Being naked in England is seen as something a bit bizarre, shameful, he said, before seemingly referencing his home country's less than inviting climate. It's cold. Another museum goer, Julie, fancied a stroll around the exhibit on her birthday and in her birthday suit. It's not every day you get to walk around a museum naked, she told France, 24. When we arrived, we felt a bit lost, but it's not so strange. So, yeah. If you feel like looking at art while you're naked, there's a place for you.
There's a place. Yeah, guaranteed. It's there's a place there. I've been to France and went to an event that was at the world's largest naturist resort. And let me tell you, it's if you're not used to that kind of thing, it's kind of a cultural shock.
We have one out here too, Debbie, down like past Pescadero out here in Bay Area.
Yep.
And then we're gonna get on to Rob's video, but I had just where did our video go? Just a quick update on a story we did last week. The lady who would take off her underwear and go like stick it in like vending machines and at the grocery store, called a donation. I guess
A donation.
there's going to possibly be legal action from the supermarkets. She's in hot water. She could be in hot water with police. She stripped off a pair of pants in the supermarket before hanging another dirty panties before hanging another dirty pair on a petrol station pump. She also tipped a cafe with a pair. They're saying they're considering a legal action. They've decided to take action, filed an official complaint against her for public disorder and offense against public health, which the police are investigating.
She's going about this.
Some of the things that she had done. Make sure to rack up one viewer few. Make sure to rack up the charges by counting the number of charges total, and potentially count the number of fines in total, and make her pay for all of it, so she goes broke and ends up in debt. That's pretty screwed up. Yeah.
She's going about it all wrong.
Yeah. On her Instagram bio, Chloe describes herself as your favorite, followed by a link to her OnlyFans, currently offering admirers you can get an 85% discount, 85% off discount. So yeah, it seems that now they're onto her and people are wanting her head on a stick.
Or her panties, at least. They're wanting her panties and a pocket full of cash. Yeah, she could be making a lot more money if she did it differently. Just saying.
Totally.
Yeah, exactly, Gary. At least she's not the one selling farts in a jar.
Oh my gosh, I know. Like that was, and she would tell each person, and this one's for Dane. So everybody, yeah, like some of the stuff they're selling, like, how do you know she's actually sitting there doing whatever in each jar? Well, some people actually show themselves filling the orders themselves. One chick in the bathtub I bring up with all her vials, and the people call in like they're trying to get rocks, like trying to get like the special scoops and everything, like for A95, and she's like, vial A95, and scoops it up, and this is going to you, blah blah blah. And then the people are all excited, and they get a vial of her bathwater. Whatever.
Hey, she could fart in the tub and sell the combo pack, bathwater and a fart in a jar, all in one combo pack.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Thinking ahead, being a businessman and all.
Hey, she could pee in the bath.
That's true. You get 3 for 1 package there. And if you're really weird, you could get a 4 in 1 package.
In the bath water? Holy crap. People would be like ecstatic.
Oh my goodness. All right. Time for Crystal of the Week.
I'm
Now that
waiting
we're
for this.
almost out of time. Share screen window. Click on that window. Share. And let's do this. Nope. That would be the wrong video. We've already seen the intro. So let's go back, remove it. Let's add it back to the stage.
At least it wasn't something naughty.
That's true. At least it wasn't my bathtub water pictures. Okay, let's try this again. This week's crystal of the week is going to be thulite. What is thulite? Thulite, also referred to as rosalin, is a calcium aluminum silicate mineral that crystallizes in the form of large masses or small prismatic crystals. It's a member of the zoisite family and is one of the pinkest minerals Mother Earth creates naturally. It's known for its pink color, which is caused by inclusions of manganese, yet it can be seen as white and gray as well. The deeper the color means the higher the concentrated manganese volume is, which drastically increases the value. Thulite was discovered in Telemark, Norway in 1820 by H.J. Brooke. He chose to name it after the ancient mythological island Thule, which many believe was located north of continental Europe. Since its initial finding, thulite veins have been located in the United States, Sweden, Italy, Austria, Japan, and Australia. Clinophthalite look-alike. There are a lot of so-called thulite specimens coming out of North Carolina. Although this mineral may look similar, it is actually a crystal called clinophthalite. This mineral is a sister mineral of clinozoisite that also has manganese inclusions. Clinophthalite has very few localities in the world other than North Carolina, so just be careful if you're purchasing thulite, and it's from there. Some of the meaning and energy with thulite. Thulite is a stone that radiates love, compassion, happiness, joy, and serenity. Potent vibrations of the stone can be felt when standing near a large piece of it or when holding it in your hand. Subtle yet soft energy begins to imbue your aura, resonating directly with your heart. These pink rays here aid as you embark on a journey into the depths of your soul. Thulite pushes old emotional pain to the forefront, urging you to face these negative experiences once and for all. This weight may have been carried far too long and has been consciously driven down in a refusal of acceptance. Thulite will end that way of thinking and provide you with endless amounts of healing vibrations. By facing and removing these inner demons from your heart, one will become stronger and allow more pure form to shine through. You should carry a piece with you as you begin your self-healing journey. Become comfortable with thulite's energy and begin deep meditation sessions with a piece placed directly over your heart. We couldn't recommend this stone enough to anyone dealing with any sort of emotional pain, especially that of a broken heart. It immediately provides comfort and acts as a support stone for you to lean on. Envision you giving this stone an ethereal hug with its energy will shield you from any more unnecessary pain and trauma. Lastly, for all those who suffer from constant PTSD, try meditating with a piece of thulite directly over your third eye. A relatively unknown trait is that thulite is able to open up one's mind and expand their mental consciousness. This is ideal for anyone constantly being triggered by their surrounding environment. It's a stone for one to escape to, while providing the necessary energy to keep pushing you forward. There you go. There's a little bit about this week's crystal of the week, thulite. Bada bing, bada boom.
I definitely want some of that.
Yeah, it's not too
I want to
terribly.
get a bracelet and a stone.
What's that?
I want to get like, a polished bracelet. Like the kind of the pink polished bracelet, and then like one of the deep colored like polished stones.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not like terribly expensive.
It's that color that's been catching my eye a lot with flowers and things lately too. Like I've been just drawn to that color in general lately. And it's a color unlike any that I actually have.
Yeah, just got to be careful if it comes out of North Carolina because they could be not the real deal. But yeah, it's it's affordable. $11 there for a piece.
Wait, what did it say about North Carolina?
There's a strain of it in North Carolina that comes out of there that is clinophyllite, which looks real similar, but thulite's actually it's clinozoisite or thulozoisite, I should say.
That almost sounds like a medicine.
Yeah, you taking your thulozoisite
like an antidepressant.
Yeah.
Well, hey, the rock kind of is.
Yeah, exactly. It's a
It does look like rare steak.
Yeah, rare steak. Y'all got any of them rare steak crystals in here?
Rob's like, meat.
Kind of feeling the urge for some raw
shish kebabs. A raw shish kebab.
Cool.
Oh, very nice. I love ruby.
Yeah. You got some rubies always sight here. Some regular ruby.
I like little pieces of it in like a jar, like for the chips that put stuff in, but nothing of substantial size to really work with good.
Well, anyways. Exactly. Microbrewery named after all the crystals. It's not a bad idea. Well, cool. Y'all have a great rest of the week. Like Debbie says there. And we'll probably see you Sunday. No, we won't see you Sunday because there's no
Labor Day.
Because Jason's going to be out in the woods camping. Is that banjo music I hear? Tighten up.
Dun, 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 dun.
I'll play that.
Deliverance.
Yeah.
No, it won't happen.
So yeah, we won't see you Sunday, but we'll see you. I'm sure I'll see you before then. I got some more videos to put out this week, and all kinds of other fun stuff. And guess we'll catch up then. We'll be back again next week for what's that show called? Weird Wednesday. All right, y'all have a good week, and thanks for hanging out with us. We'll see you next time in